it almost sounds cliched to say he has a plan for us, because as Christians, we hear it a lot. But the Bible tells us that he knew us before we were formed in the womb, before we were formed in our mother's belly. He knew us. He knew our purpose then. He knew what he wanted for us then. So look, he has a purpose for me. He has a purpose for you. He has a purpose for each of us that I think if we really knew the truth, don't worry, it wasn't a gunshot. It was a backfire. Things have not gotten that bad yet. He has a plan for us. And he has a magnificent plan for us. And there's a necessity to lean into that plan. We have to remember that, it says, don't lean on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him. In all your ways acknowledge him. That's the whole point of this thing. He wants us to lean in to him. And when we do that, that changes the entire game. It changes the entire journey, because it opens the door for him to really lean into us and direct our steps. This is a very fascinating video because I've heard a backfire, and now I'm parked outside a Tropical Smoothie, innocent plug, and there's live music coming from somewhere, I think down here. This is just the most unusual video. But I guess somebody needs to hear this. So that's the whole point. Follow his steps, okay? Follow his steps. Whatever it is that the Lord is trying to get you to do. Look, it's not always simple. It's not always clean cut. Trust me, I know. I am in a phase of my life right now where it's literally day by day of saying, well, God, what do you want me to do? This don't make sense. This don't make sense. That don't make sense. And I don't like this. And this don't make sense. And Lord, this don't make sense. So Lord, what do you want me to do here? I've got a lot of that going on right now, but it is forcing me to depend on his direction for every area of my life. And when you talk to a lot of the elders, when you talk to the old folks, guess what they're going to say? The ones who followed him and the ones who's really been at it a long time, most of them are going to tell you they don't regret it. They don't regret leaning into his presence, leaning into his direction, because we know not only are his ways not our ways, but we're compared to sheep in the Bible. Okay, that should say a lot. Sheep is like one of the dumbest animals on the face of the earth, okay? And that's what we're compared to. Dumb animals. And guess what? As human beings, you guessed it, we act pretty dumb a lot. So, why do we have the cross? Why do we have the blood? Why did Jesus come? Why? Because we couldn't save ourselves. So don't lean onto your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him. In all your ways acknowledge him. Lean on him. Lean into him for your decision making for all of these things. And just watch what happens. God will do some really cool stuff for us when you lean in. Trust and believe.